Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the invisible, hyper-coordinated global machine that literally operates while we sleep. I mean, think about it. Every single morning, before most of us even open our eyes, millions of events have already unfolded across the planet. We're talking massive cargo ships crossing the vast Pacific, freight trains rolling across continents, and algorithms actively predicting tomorrow's demands. It's this massive, incredibly complex dance of logistics.
And the crazy thing is, when this supply chain works, it's completely invisible to us, right? But let's rewind a bit and recall the stark reality of what happens when it actually fails. For a brief, terrifying moment during the COVID-19 pandemic, the whole world caught a startling glimpse of this hidden network. We all experienced that sudden, jarring shock of walking into our local grocery stores only to find empty shelves.
But those disruptions went way, way beyond our local grocery stores. When this invisible machine just stops moving, it triggers an immediate economic paralysis across practically every industry you can think of. We saw major car factories completely shutting down, massive construction projects just grinding to an absolute halt.
These systemic failures, they trigger massive ripple effects. The ultimate result of all that? Skyrocketing inflation and economic delays that drag on for months instead of days. Finding the balance in this system is honestly one of the greatest challenges in business today, because when it tips, well, everyone feels the shockwave.
Section 1. The Invisible Global Machine. Understanding the system that powers modern civilization.
Section 2. Anatomy of a smartphone, a product of global coordination.
So take a look at the device that's probably within arm's reach right now. A single smartphone crosses dozens of international borders before it's even assembled. It's like a giant puzzle. The processor might be designed in the United States, but the advanced chip manufacturing, that happens in Taiwan. Then memory components come from South Korea, camera sensors are shipped from Japan, and specialized battery materials are sourced all the way from Australia, Chile, or Africa. The parts in your pocket have honestly likely traveled more miles than most people do in a lifetime.
This brilliant global dance relies on something called supply chain specialization. Basically, companies no longer build every single component themselves. Instead, specialized suppliers focus solely on specific technologies, like just batteries or just electronic displays. Now, this drastically increases efficiency and it makes products way more affordable. But crucially, it also increases our dependence on one another. If a single supplier has a problem, everyone downstream suffers.
Section 3. From Mind to Factory. Forecasting, sourcing, and manufacturing.
Long before manufacturing actually starts, companies first have to forecast demand. And this is tricky. Buying too much wastes money, but buying too little means those empty shelves we talked about. Today, they use historical data, seasonal patterns, and increasingly, AI to find that perfect balance. Then, step 2 involves procurement teams sourcing raw materials from really complex global mining networks. Think copper from Chile or iron ore from Australia. And finally, step 3, they rely on specialized manufacturers to actually build those specific parts. So what happens when just one critical supplier fails? It's a massive vulnerability built right into the system. I want you to keep this in mind, especially when we think back to the recent global semiconductor shortage that literally brought the entire auto industry to its knees. Modern vehicles contain thousands of computer chips that control everything from engine performance to safety systems. So when the supply tightened, automakers couldn't just build cars without them. Production slowed down, factories closed, and consumers waited months. A component smaller than a postage stamp crippled one of the world's largest industries. No way around it. That is the double-edged sword of specialization.
Section 4. Navigating the logistics network. Moving the world by sea, port, and warehouse.
Get this, roughly 90% of all global trade volume travels by sea. Container ships connect manufacturers with customers across thousands and thousands of miles. But pulling this off requires extraordinary, almost dizzying precision. Ports have to coordinate massive cranes, trucks, railroads, customs authorities, and warehouses, all at the exact same time. If just one major port experiences a delay, the effects ripple across entire continents. Once things finally arrive at distribution centers, a totally high-tech transformation begins. We're rapidly moving away from traditional human decision-making and manual sorting. In modern automated centers, algorithms and AI instantly predict exactly where products should go. Computer vision verifies outgoing orders, and robots physically transport the inventory around the floor. Decisions that used to take humans valuable minutes, they now happen automatically in fractions of a second.
The journey concludes with what the industry calls the last mile. Now, ironically, delivering that one package directly to your home is frequently the most expensive part of the entire journey. It requires intense route planning and super efficient local networks. Companies invest billions here because, let's face it, our modern patience is pretty much non-existent, right? We expect next day or even same-day delivery. Meeting those demands requires absolutely astonishing coordination.
Section 5. The future of coordination, from efficiency to resilience.
For decades, businesses optimized their supply chains purely for efficiency. The old playbook was super simple: reduce inventory, concentrate production, and lower costs at all times. But the pandemic really exposed the fatal flaw of this lean approach. So the new model is pivoting entirely. Today, businesses are optimizing for resilience. They're maintaining critical inventory backups and intentionally diversifying their global suppliers so they never get caught off guard again.
To achieve this new resilience, the supply chain of the future is rapidly adopting some incredible technologies. Machine learning now analyzes weather and geopolitics to actually predict disruptions before they even happen. Systems automatically calculate alternative shipping routes in real time. We're looking at a near future filled with autonomous trucks, AI-managed warehouses, and digital twins that simulate global logistics in a virtual space. The entire network is waking up, becoming remarkably intelligent. Even blockchain is stepping in to improve product traceability. But here's the thing: technology alone isn't enough. Companies must now constantly evaluate new strategic risks. Environmental sustainability, for instance, is no longer an afterthought. Shipping companies are adopting cleaner fuels, and warehouses are running on renewable energy. Plus, geopolitics adds incredible complexity. Navigating trade disputes, export controls, and regional conflicts means businesses have to balance raw costs with some very complex global realities. Adaptability really is the new competitive advantage.
We're going to wrap up this explainer with a pretty powerful realization. Civilization depends on coordination. Despite all the advanced automation and AI we've talked about, the most important lesson is profoundly simple. This system isn't just one factory or one company or one country. It's millions of organizations working seamlessly together across oceans, borders, and industries.
Most people never think about the supply chain until something goes wrong. But every meal in your fridge, every medicine in a hospital, and every package on your doorstep exists because the most sophisticated system humanity has ever built worked exactly as intended. The supply chain is quietly moving civilization itself. So I'll leave you with this. Next time a cardboard box arrives at your door, will you just see a package? Or will you see the millions of moving parts across the globe that conspired to bring it to you?